Alright, guys, today we are gonna be reacting to She Wants a Leader Boyfriend When She Is in the Mood to Be Led. Jump in.
Then kind of my idea behind submission is that modern women are against it. They kind of will pretend that they're for submitting, but they actually think that they're supposed to be leaders and men are they're going to submit to you. In other words, if you're worthy of submission, whatever that means, and generally it's going to just be a deference back to them. So it's this kind of leader followership dynamic, or leader follower dynamic that works this way. You can lead and I will follow as long as you do everything that I say.
Oh.
And you can lead me.
There's this great thing from The Office that we've played before. Lead me. Hold on, I'm going to try to find it and we can react to it. Let's see.
Come on, Brian. Keep it together, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. So my chat reminded me. This is in regards to a fight. So wait until there's a fight. You're both going at it, right? And, she's pissed at you. The next day, the whole day she's pissed at you. Will she still bow at the door and make the noodles? That's the key in, right? The key in isn't whether or not, everything is great and it's fantastic and he bought me the fucking nice dress that I love and, everything is perfect. But when it's not perfect, when it's not perfect, when it's not great, do you still have dinner on the table, served up that way?
That's a good question,
That's
folks.
the tell.
I got away with everything under the last boss, and it wasn't good for me at all. So I want guidance. I want leadership. But don't just boss me around, lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
That
Sounds ridiculous, right?
That's women, bro.
Yeah, literally.
Well, maybe
Literally.
I can ask the panel this. It's kind of a paradox. So first and foremost, I would just kind of concede that probably most women, if they agree with the idea of submission, only agree with it from a religious purview. So I'll just kind of grant that that's true. But the idea here is just this. If you are to obey and you are the servant of the relationship and the man is the leader, if you question how he serves as the leader, how are you not the leader? That's the question. It kind of becomes this paradox.
He's messing me up a little bit. He's
So
messing me up.
starting with
Yeah, exactly. He's messing me up a little
because
bit. He went there. I'm like, what the hell is he saying? Yeah.
I haven't picked on you nearly enough tonight, and I've been really trying to up my game on picking on you a little bit here. So, would you, for the right man, submit to the man?
Submit like how? Like do anything for him?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course I would, 100%.
anything.
Yeah, anything.
What if you had disagreements with how he led you and led your family?
Like what do you mean, like what did he do to my family?
Well, he doesn't do anything. You just have disagreement. Like, for instance, let's give you an easy one. You're a stay-at-home mom. There's a school which is very close, but he wants the kids to go to a school which is much further away. This does not, from your purview, track in your relationship. You don't want to drive the additional hour to drop the kids off at the school. He insists that you must. And he doesn't want to hear it. Your objections, they're noted, but he doesn't give a fuck. You need to take those kids because he says so.
Is it a special school? Like is it a Christian school or what?
Not a special school. You think that the other school is better, in fact. You think the one closer is even better. He disagrees.
I feel like there would probably be an argument there.
Yeah, there's an argument, but he says, I'm not going to argue. I just don't care what you think on this particular topic.
Well-
I want those kids to go to that school.
If I'm a stay-at-home mom and if I don't really have too much going on, then I wouldn't mind driving. But
Yeah,
further
but
difference.
he's dismissing the entirety of your opinion. He doesn't care that it doesn't work. You think, this just doesn't fit with my schedule perfectly. But if they were just at this closer school, it would. And he gives you no justification. He doesn't give you a reason. He says, I'm not going to give you a reason, and I don't care about your objections. That's the school they're going to. Are they
I
going to
wouldn't
that
want to be
school?
with somebody like that. I wouldn't.
Right. That's fair. Okay.
Like,
So
at
then
all.
moving to Gabby.
So he's my husband.
Yeah.
I'm gonna obey.
Okay. Moving to Maddie.
I wouldn't be married to someone.
So Maddie wouldn't be married to a guy like that. Kendra.
No.
Can you say the question again?
Oh, man, come on, man.
We'll start with the base. Would you submit to a man?
Sure.
Okay. So the idea here is that your husband says to you, you're the stay-at-home mom, right? There's a school which is close. You think that the school which is close to you is better and it's more convenient for you to take the kids to that school. The man
that
says,
the-
okay, but I want you to take these kids to the school which is an hour away, which is highly inconvenient for you in your schedule. And he says, I'm going to give you zero justification. You just need to do it.
I mean, I would hope my only reason wouldn't be just convenience for the school. I would hope that I know where I would be sending my kids,
No, you think it's better. You think it's better than the other one, for sure.
educationally.
Sure. You think educationally and everything else, you think it's better.
I mean, I would just ask him to give me a reason.
Yeah, I know, but he says, no, I'm not going to give you a single justification. I don't need to. You need to obey.
They cannot accept that reality, huh? They cannot accept that reality. That there might be no reason. He just wanted like it is. And even the fact that you want a reason, it's a red flag. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to say you do need to give me a reason because it's
There
my
you
child
go.
too.
Okay, right. So then moving over to Emma.
I would not obey. It'd be a very,
You would not obey. Okay, hang on. Fair enough.
Wait,
Alex.
it would be what?
a very serious conversation about the relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Alex.
So I wouldn't blindly obey like that.
Right. Okay. And then moving over to Turkish.
Can I be honest? I think I'm more of the dominant type, but I think for the right person, I'm willing to come to an agreement, a communication. Like we discuss. I'm very
Yeah,
communication.
I know. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He just, in this case, his foot's down. He doesn't want the kids to go to that one. He wants to go to the other one, and he's going to give you no justification. And that's the end of the argument. That's the end of it. They're going to that school, and that's the end of it.
That's it.
Low-key, I think if I'm actually really in love, I just listen to him. Like when I love someone, I'm like, if that's gonna make you happy, I guess,
And now
yeah.
it's- see, so the submission for them is only when it's convenient. When they want submission to happen, they don't understand how much responsibility a man has to hold when he's the leader of their family, because that means that everything that happens in the family is your fault as men. But then they're expecting that same kind of accountability from a man without the responsibility or the privilege of being the leader. Like, what happened to this generation? What happened in the 80s and the 90s? Like, what happened there? Like all of a sudden we just got a little bit of technology. We forgot about the most important things, which is our base and our, the most fundamental aspects of our society. We just forgot about them, throw them out the window because we thought that we had TV. My goodness. Then on top of that, a couple computers came in, and all of a sudden we believe a lot of these things with no understanding of why our society was built. Somehow the weaker sex, which is the female, think that they can play power games here. They cannot play power games because they don't have the monopoly of force. That's it, folks. That's it. And I'm gonna leave it there because you two can do weird things in my channel. So
Okay.
For the right man.
I'm glad she added that.
So you see why
caveat,
in
yeah.
modernity, when women say submission, that they'd be willing to submit, I actually don't fucking believe them. I don't actually
point.
believe them. I don't.
yeah, I don't think so either.
Can I
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think that it's submission with qualifiers. It's submission with, if you're doing the things I think you should be doing, then I'll submit. I don't really believe that modern women will submit to modern men, even if they have all the faith in the world in him.
True.
That if they kind of put the ultimatum up where the woman says, wait, I just don't like this, and they say, okay, I don't care, and that's the end of it, they seem to become very, very, very upset by that.
100%.
And that is not submission from my perspective.
100%.
Well, it takes away their agency completely, and I mean, it kind of belittles them as a person.
So,
Damn.
Fair.
Damn, that was strong. That was strong. That was strong. Shout out to Andrew, man. That was a nice chat test. Shout out to Andrew, man. Nice job. Let me just go back to that.
Completely, and I mean, it kind of belittles them as a person.
so
There we go, man. Hey, he's keeping it real. He's being very honest. There you go. There
But
you go.
if he's
See?
your
She's
husband,
laughing.
I imagine that you thought it through before you married him, so you know,
Yes.
like, hey, if he's gonna make the calls, I trust him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like you still have to agree on kind of
Why?
the reason.
why do you
He's
have
the
to do
leader.
why? So
No,
this is my whole thing, right? It's like, why, if this person is the leader, like imagine for a second that the general goes, we're going to war and here's what's going to happen. His second in command is like, can you tell me why we should do this? And he's like, because I said we're doing it. That's fucking why we're doing it. Wouldn't that guy get like put up for disobedience, and he would,
Yeah.
you know, maybe perhaps even be flogged for disobedience, right? But it's like, for some reason,
Atlas All Resources _ 33,413 donated $100. Married my husband when I was 19, he 25. Both military vets. A unit needs a leader. My husband is my leader. If we disagree, yes, I serve him dinner. Now 20 years later, still married.
There we
Atlas,
go.
thank you very much.
And
There you go,
God
the TTS.
bless you, Atlas sources, right? Because there's very few of you
Yeah.
who are around anymore. But kind of back to this,
Yeah.
like,
And
so
that's actually game. That's actually wife game right there. That she just disagree with her husband, but then she goes back to reality, right? And all of a sudden she's thinking to herself, well, hold on. There's a role here. I need to just trust my husband on this call. And, you know, that's
so what
game
if you
right
disagree? So what if he says, look, on this particular issue, I just don't give a fuck what you think. I just don't care. And you need to just kind of obey what I'm saying. That's not going to work for you, right? Alex?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it wouldn't work because
Yeah, it
if
wouldn't
we are actually going to, I would like to know the reasoning behind it. That's really it.
Bullshit.
You know what's funny? I don't even care from the secularist atheist perspective. I don't even care that they say that's not going to work and we need to be in endless dialogue and you need to comfort me and you need to make, you know, you need to justify every decision. I don't even care, right? I think that that's fine. But I don't really understand it from the Christian worldview. That's the thing I've always tangled with Christian women, is why they think that's okay. Or why
point.
Muslim women would think it's okay. Or why, you know what I mean? Like, their doctrines are very clear that it's not okay. I guess that's where I always come at.
You know what's crazy? And you know what? He disqualified himself from her, right? All of a sudden, her opinion means nothing. When he said that statement, he literally nagged her so hard, that all of a sudden, the energy of the room, right? From my perspective, of course, I'm just watching this from my computer. But from my perspective, the energy of the room just went out the window from her perspective. Because now her opinion, literally, she cannot do anything. She can open her mouth, but we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. That alone, for somehow, put them in a position that her opinion has almost no value to this conversation. This is why Andrew Wilson is very good at what he does. That's why, folks.
Yeah, so not my argument.
There you go.
But
See?
you
There you go.
just
I
take
told
it
you.
away.
Nobody give a damn.
No. Okay.
I mean, even Andrew, even if you don't take it that far, even if as a man you're more.
Yeah, but okay, I'm
Wait.
already mad at you though, man, because when you say that far, right, it kind of implies that this is going overboard, and I don't think it's going overboard. I think that this is less, kind of like a less of an ask than about. I think it's less of an ask and about if you say, I submit to you and I love you. And you say, okay, great. then obey me on this thing because it's important to me, and don't ask me a bunch of questions about it. I think it's less of an ask to ask that, and she goes, okay.
To be fair, though, I do agree
Maybe.
with that specific aspect in the terms when both people have very similar views.
Well-
So it's like if they, in general, have.
Bro, she had to win. She somehow, I don't know why, but she had to pretend that she can win, bro. Like she said, she's trying to qualify her lifestyle through this conversation that is kind of weird, in a sense. Right now, she's trying to find herself. The problem with a lot of these conversations that a lot of females tend to personalize this conversation, and she's trying to personalize the argument. Like there has to be a caveat, or there has to be a reason why. Submission is submission, point, period. That's it. There's no argument. There's only one way or the other. If you marry the man, you marry the man to just obey him. And the man should be responsible carrying that burden. That's it.
You know, very similar views. Like I'm sure you and
Yeah, I
your
don't.
wife
You know,
do.
I'm not
Donna,
sure.
like,
I think.
yeah.
I think as much as me and my wife, it's very interesting. People will say me and my wife almost seem like we're one person, right? They can't figure out where my views end and hers begin. We actually disagree on quite a bit. And I think that many people end up marrying people who disagree with them on quite a bit when it comes to various aspects of things which they consider to be practical or pragmatic or how they want it done or, you know, this type of thing. And it's like, who's the threshold breaker here? And always from kind of the secular woman's perspective, it's, well, we're just going to argue incessantly until we come to an agreement, even though we all know in reality that's not possible. That there's some disagreements that men and women will have in a relationship. They're not going to find you know, they're not going to find that common ground. They're going to disagree to the point where that is not found. And so it's like somebody has to be deferred to here.
Yep. The point I was going to make is, and I don't I mean, when I said that far, I think what I'm saying is if you were to poll most modern men and modern women, whether it's through indoctrination, brainwashing, the what's the term for it? The cultural zeitgeist. I think they would say that it's too far. I don't think you think it's too far, Andrew. That's not even necessarily the point I'm trying to make. What I am trying to say, though, even if we don't take it that far, and it's sort of more of just a sort of general leadership, and if the man is willing to receive input and have prolonged conversations with his girlfriend or wife about perhaps a decision when it comes to the household or the children, even if he's willing to have these prolonged back and forth negotiations and conversations, there is this sort of trend that I've noticed that in general, it seems like women really like male leadership. They're attracted to it. They want a man who's a leader, but they are just not prepared to be followers. And that just, you cannot have a leader without somebody who's willing to be a follower. Both of you can't be leaders. Only one person can be a leader. Nothing gets done in a democracy. Nothing gets done by committee. So I just see these women, it's like almost on a biological evolutionary level, they're attracted to men who are dominant masculine leaders. But like in the programming, they fight against it and don't want to be followers. Yeah. So I want a leader, but I don't want to follow. Exactly. I'm attracted to this, but I'm also gonna question and be quarrelsome and not let you lead, but I'm attracted to it, but I'm still not gonna let you lead.
Yeah, because they're toxic. They're traumatized. They're scared. Yeah, their heart got broken multiple times. Therefore, they cannot be in a healthy relationship. That's what it is, folks. It comes down to that aspect alone. I'm telling you. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one.